All right, welcome, great leaders. We're really so excited to have this mastermind, success mastermind section. One of the most important things that I want to guarantee you that is going to be happening in this particular training, or what I refer to as a masterclass, is that we're going to take you through steps. We're going to take you through strategies. We're going to take you through techniques. But most importantly, we're going to take you through principles that can help you not just attain success or achieve success, but principles that can help you maintain it to a point where you can become that influential leader that we all are looking for, okay? So that's the essence. That's the very most important aim and objective of this particular masterclass. And I'm really so glad and excited to welcome, the great leaders I'm seeing on the call. Every leader that has time management as a value, and understands how to place value on these kind of things, they would always take it much more seriously. So just for me a minute. Now, let me tell you a little bit of myself. First of all, my name is Dr. Charles Ermosele. I beg your pardon. I didn't introduce myself. And it's really been a very beautiful journey, going through the direct sales industry. I have been able to understand direct selling as an executive director of one of the most renowned company that really made a lot of waves in Africa and, globally as well. And so I have understood direct sales from a corporate standpoint, and I've also understood direct sales from a marketing perspective. And so one of the most important things that you're going to be learning, and I believe that is really going to be helping you build this long-term strategy for success and significance that I'm talking about, is that you're going to be able to understand how different people think, how different sectors think, how people from the corporate think about you, and how you also need to begin to align your business for massive success and significance. Significance is very important too, because I have seen network marketers that became successful. But the truth of the matter, when success cannot be sustainable, it is not real success. It's just a flash. I'll repeat that again. When success cannot be sustainable, when success cannot be replicated, when success cannot be effective, and when success cannot be generational, it is not real success. And I'll give you an example. What if Dangote right now was only just successful for the first 10 years that he built Dangote Group of Companies? The reason we refer to him right now, you can call him all kind of names to call. One of the things you're going to understand about being successful is that success always comes with a tag. Now, one of the tags that success come for the likes of the Dangotes, the hotel dollars, all the great people, what are their names now? Bill Gates and co. One of the major tag for such people is the word billionaire. But the truth of the matter, they are not successful because they are billionaires. They are successful because their success is replicable. Their success is effective. In other words, it is blessing so many thousands of lives, people that are working in those organizations, people that are dependent, on the system created, by Dangote, by system created by Bill Gates, systems created. One word you're going to understand in this system, in this training, is the word system. So they are not successful because you call them billionaires. They are not successful because you call them millionaires. They are successful because they have a system. Please, one of the mistakes you don't want to make in this section is not to trap things down. Your mind is only a container, can only contain knowledge for a short term. But when you're able to trap it down in words that you can go and think about, and you can dwell over this point over and over again, it becomes part of you. So let me go back to what I'm saying. The reason why we have short-term success in direct selling industry or in multi-level marketing industry is because leaders have not understood the difference between their success phase and their significance phase. As I speak to you right now, I've been a private consultant, for so many network marketers. I'm talking about individuals now, organizations, for the past 12 years. And like I said, I've worked in the corporate down to from manager level down to executive director level. I have also been in an Apex marketer in several firms. So one of the things I have come to understand is that the only place where success is not properly defined is when it comes to the direct sell industry. And I'll tell you why. And remember, I don't want to bug you too much with too much information. This is going to be a tester section to help you understand why you must move from just temporary success to permanent significance. Success success is normally temporal, but significance is long-term. Okay. And how do you build significance? One of the things you need to understand is that as a network marketer, there are three things you have to replicate, or there are three things you have to find. You have to find customers, you have to find leaders, and then you have to find marketplaces. Customers, leaders, marketplaces. But the highest of them all is leaders, because you are in the job of replicating leadership. And what I mean by replicating, you must find systems that can help you replicate leaders. Okay? It's not enough to see people that are ahead of you in your particular market right now and begin to refer to them. Oh, no, this person is a blue diamond. This person is a brown diamond. This person is a crown diamond. No, you must get to that level in your, permit me the noise at the background. You must get to that level in your business where you are so clear about where you're going to be in the next 1 year, where you are so clear about where you're going to be in the next 5 years, where you're so clear about what you are going to do, what you're going to do, where you're going to be, and you know the resources in terms of human resource, people you need to get to that level, the material resource you need to get to that level, and then the mental resource you need to get to that level. One of the battlefields of life where a network marketer is concerned is the battlefield of the mind. Because as a network marketer, you need to understand the people that are most rejected right now in our world are marketers. For me to say, somebody came to knock on your door right now and said, okay, they were selling, they want to sell a television to you. You will likely smile because you already have a television. So before you even listen to the information, whether it's going to be a television that works without electricity, or whether it's a television that works, you know, automatically, or it has its own, DSTV, it has its own, you know, whatever you want to call it, you've not gotten the information the person has to give you, but because you have perceived that person a marketer, you run away. So that's one of the, so you need to understand that there are things mentally you are going to need to work on yourself for you to be able to like become successful. Now, let me don't run ahead of myself. So we're going to be talking about three very important things, but let me just build a background. Now, why am I talking about principles? Don't pursue strategies, don't pursue techniques more than you pursue principles. Success is sustained on principles. Success is started by strategies, but success is sustained on principles. And I'll tell you why. And I'll start with a question. Now, if there are people in this room right now that you know that you prospected today, can you just put a yes on the chat room? If you did any form of prospecting today for your business, put a yes on the chat room. I'm going to be looking at that very closely and very carefully. You prospected, any form of prospecting, you called somebody, you sent a text, you know, you told somebody about your business today. Okay, thank you. Mommy Loretta said yes. Any other person? You prospected today, just put a yes. Mr. James, you're welcome. Okay, Ezine, you're welcome. You can't hear anything. It may be from your, check your sound carefully. It may be from your sound. Okay, James said yes. Okay, now for those who have prospected, how many people prospected as much as between 5 and 10 people today? Put another yes. Between 5 and 10 people today. So why the answers are going, I'll just continue. So what am I trying to say? You must have a system. You must develop a system. Now, the truth of the matter, system, wow, Mama Loretta, I trust you, 6, that's awesome. Now, one of the things you need to understand about systems are dependent on values, systems are dependent on principles, systems are dependent on reputation. In short, you need to be able to repeat it over and over again till it becomes part of you. So I bet you right now, there is somebody out there that wants to know about your business, but they don't have the information, they don't have the system that guarantees that they're going to get that information today. So guess what's going to happen? By the time you try to give them that information next week, somebody may have already told them. Now, what I've noticed over time for majority of network marketers, especially those at the top, is that it is actually easier as you get to the top. For example, a crown diamond right now, let's say, for example, a crown diamond in a place like Max or whatever, already has developed the habitual system around building an organization. So they don't do much. The only thing they do is offer leadership. At the point of crown diamond, guess what? You are not you are not majorly, prospecting is not the first thing you do at that level. Leadership is the most important thing you do at that level. I know, do you get me very well? Leadership is the thing that, so what am I trying to say? The higher you go in your network marketing journey, the more you begin to refine the system you have. I'll take that again. When you are starting or wherever you are right now, prospecting is the first thing you start with. But when you get to the apex position of your leadership, of your organization, leadership is the greatest demand of all. Now, but you know what? If you don't have the principles of leadership like we're going to share, you are not going to be able to replicate effective leadership. You're not going to replicate, you're not going to be able to replicate leadership. You're not going to replicate effective leadership. You're not going to be able to build generational leadership. So one of the first things we're going to do today is something called SWOT analysis. If you're writing, write that down. I'll also try and put it in the chat room so that you will see what I'm talking about. It's referred to as SWOT analysis. And the reason for that is that I'll tell you the beginning of the history about SWOT analysis. Now, one of the things that helped me, every organization I've been part of, one of the things that helped me build what I refer to as competitive advantage. Competitive advantage, that's actually what I've been known for in terms of brand development. Competitive advantage is when you are selling this pen right now, and then you invite me to come and help you take your pen business from $1 million maybe to $1 billion. So my most important assignment where SWOT analysis is concerned is to measure strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the present organization I'm in line with the competitors that's out there. So what we do something called a comparative analysis. So what are we doing by that? We're trying to find the opportunities to be able to build ahead of what that other company is, whether however big they are. That's always a weak point. That's what I'm giving this information for free. As a business consultant, when I'm brought into an organization, the first thing I find is I find the biggest competitors. And guess what? I know about their strength. Everybody sometimes knows about their strength. I know about certain things, about the threats around their market. But what I am after, I want to look for that weakness. I want to look for that threat that can likely destroy the organization. And then we're going to build on that threat, that weakness. So but guess what? We are moving this right now from organizational setup into personal setup. So in other words, what we're going to be doing today is going to be SWOT analysis. How can you measure yourself? What are those things hindering you from getting to breaking in certain level in terms of the market you are in presently? Why have you not caused the hurdle? Even though you've said it with your mouth, you're going to be at this certain point this month. Why have you not broken through that point? It's not necessarily because you don't have the tools. Mind you, somebody said something that's very key. He said, it is not about the things you don't have right now. That is not what is hindering your success. It's about the things you have but don't know how to use well. I'll repeat that again. You are not successful, not because of the things you are looking for that you don't have, but the things that you have, they don't know how to use very well. And I will expose those things to you at this very moment. There's a phone in my hand right now. If I ask you to go to your contact and check how many contacts you have on your phone, some of you will be blown away. Somebody say no sound at all, but there's a sound. Please, I want a consensus in the house. Please, if you hear me, can you just type yes in the chat board? If you're hearing me loud and clear, just type yes, please. Awesome, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so let me get straight, because I want this to end exactly at about 6:45. Okay, so let me get back to what I was saying. So what we're going to do is what we refer to as SWOT analysis. You need to measure yourself. Listen, and listen good. Now let me come from the corporate perspective. Every organization you are in, they have their own drawing board. They have their own targets. Until December 2020, I had a tough target to meet. In other words, I was in charge of not just the Nigerian market. I also had to, for a particular major multinational company, I had to prospect, I had to look at the African market and set targets. We had targets. I want to say we had targets. I'm not talking about targets of $1 million. I'm talking about targets of over 2-point-something million US, sometimes $3 million US. So we had the target and we had to meet it. So even the organizations you are under, they are on target. You have to be on target as a leader. You have to set yourself, put yourself on target every single day. Be on target. Every single hour, be on target. Every single week, be on target. How many people are you going to reach out to at the end of this week, so that by the weekend, you can begin to close sales? How many people have you talked to about your business this week? We all pray, no problem with that. But listen, God is not going to come down from heaven. The principles, he has said something called principles. Now, let me don't run ahead of myself. Principles are universal laws. No matter, there's nothing you can do about them. If I take this phone now and throw up, it's not going to hang in the air. It's going to fall down. That is the principle of gravity. There is nothing. Principles are universal laws. They work anywhere, with anyone, in any place. So the moment you can begin to imbibe the principles of success, you now begin to live just temporal success and begin to get into significance. Significance is when you are not finding people. People now begin to look for you. So the reason why your business is struggling right now is because you've not been able to SWOT analyze yourself. You've not been able to find your strength. What are you good at? Some of you now, if we bring you to where there's a gathering of 5 people right now who say, speak, come on, you are so good with that. You can talk about your product in 5 minutes and convince close to about 5 people. You are good at that, but you don't use it very well. Success is not about what you don't have. Success is about what you have, but don't know how to use properly, effectively. For some of you right now, the same social media network, you have your phone. Some of you are on social media. Some of you have friends on Facebook right now. 2,000, 5,000 followers, 10,000. For some of you, 2,000 and thereabout. But how effectively have you used that? That is a tool. So I repeat myself, it is not about what you don't have. It's about what you have, but don't use well. Some of you have contacts on your phone. When have you done an analysis on your phone to check, okay, what people did I reach to last month? Can I do a retargeting? In other words, can I refollow them back again? Some of you ran ads 30 months ago. You ran ads 30 weeks ago. Have you gone back to that contact list, those contact lists, and call each of them and be able to let them know that I told you about this opportunity. This opportunity is a great one. And as I speak to you right now, this opportunity is going to change your life. Birch, you need to make that decision again. Put it over whatever you present people over and over again becomes a part of their memory. So the moment they get to a point in their life where they cannot, maybe they have now come between the devil and deep blue sea, they are looking for opportunities. And guess what? The first opportunities they are going to remember are the ones that their health can retain. So you got to keep the information going over and over again. So SWOT analysis in the next 5 minutes, and this is going to be an exercise-based section. We're going to do that, and we're going to do that exercise, and you are likely going to go off the Zoom, and then we're going to come back, reconverge, and then you're going to now begin to break it down. I'm going to give you steps, because I really want this to not be all about words. I want this to be all about writing down things. I want you to analyze yourself, dissect yourself, do a mental surgery about yourself. You are going to actually spend the next 5 minutes on you, not on anybody. You are the most successful person to you. You are the most successful person to your business. The reason why people are not flocking around you like they ought to is because you have not become that magnetic leader that everybody wants to be around. You got to have the resource. You got to have the skill, the energy, and the resource to become an attractive leader. Success is very attractive. The day you're going to be in your new Mercedes-Benz or whatever car you drive and pass by a street, automatically you say less word and you give more attention. That's what we refer to as big success. So it's never about, nothing is wrong with the marketplace, I bet you. Nothing is wrong with the people around you. What is wrong is that the very moment you discover your leadership strength, the very moment you discover your weaknesses, the very moment you discover your opportunities and your traits, you will do better as a leader. You will do better as a leader in your business. But remember, I'm addressing serial entrepreneurs, because what we're trying to develop right now is what we refer to as a portfolio system. I don't expect you to be, one stream is never enough. What if something happens tomorrow? Everybody kept on talking about IPC. Everybody kept on jumping into IPC. Now, I don't have any problem with the opportunities that have closed. That we always, none of these opportunities has your son name or your father's name on them. Anything can happen. The best of opportunities can be destroyed by market forces or by sabotage. There's nothing you can do about it. So the best they can ever tell you if they ever leave is sorry. But if you can build principle, you understand what I'm going to teach you will not only help you sustain your business, but it's also going to help you manage your financial harvest in such a way where you are not going to be upward sloping like a lot of network marketers that I know. And then when things, you are upward slopey, when things are well, then when things go down, you are downward slopey. It doesn't make any sense. Leadership is about staircases. You are moving from one step to other to what we refer to as level 5 leaders. Okay, so SWOT analysis, if you're writing, I'm just going to share something on my screen. And then I want you to, just for those that may have been hearing about this, some of you may have heard about it if you have attended a business school before or a business section, but I'm going to try to amplify this in such a way and in a simplified manner where, this can really help a lot of people begin to understand the vitality and the importance of zeroing down on yourself as an individual. Remember, what I want to talk about, the strength and the weakness are internal. In other words, you need to zero down to yourself. Opportunities and threats are environmental factors. Strength and weakness are personal factors within you. What strength do I have right now? Am I less of a marketer? Am I trying to be a marketer and I've not been able to learn little basics about public speaking, little basics, about understanding people's psychology, little basics about understanding things like keyword analysis, so many things out there, okay? So this is one of the exercises we're going to be doing today. And I believe that if you can hold on to this exercise, I believe you'll begin to see a change in your result in the next 7 days, okay? In the next, 7 days. So now, if you're writing, I just took this simplified things. If you're writing, you can just, everywhere you see business, convert it to me. Characteristics, for example, your strengths, characteristics of me that gives me advantage over others. For weaknesses, characteristics of me that puts me at a disadvantage in relation to other people. It could be other people within the business. It could be other people, that are maybe top in their field. For example, you want to look at things like business for homes. And okay, or let me mention specific names. Like, for example, David Immunity right now. Okay, what do I have that matches my strength? In other words, aligns my strength what David Immunity is doing, or with what, let's pick up someone from which industry right now. Some of these leaders. So you want to match it like that. Then opportunities. What are the elements within my external environment that I can seize? What are those elements within my external environment that can allow me formulate and implement strategies that can improve my performance? An opportunity for you right now is in this mastermind section, the success mastermind group. It is an opportunity for you, and you need to, opportunities are what you hold with both hands. You never allow it sleep. You hold it with what? Both hands. I can come here and teach you about marketing strategy for Facebook. I come here and teach you all that, but it doesn't matter. Strategies will remain strategies if they are not founded on principles that can sustain them. Strategies are empty without core values. Okay, those are things that we're going to be talking about. Okay, then threats also. Threats are elements, things within my external environment, okay, that could endanger my business and its profitability and its competitive edge. The next slide I'm going to show you is what I expect everyone on this section to quickly take very, very seriously. You're going to take a piece of paper, and just like you see about those SWOT analysis, take those pieces of paper and you're going to do a 4-line, just like a quadrant, okay? Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your traits. Can you just write that down if you're having a sheet of paper? Please, I expect everybody to have a writing material. This is not just a motivational, this is not a motivational section, no. This is a training section. The last time I ran this training, in all honesty, last time I ran this training, every person on the call paid 50 USDT. You're in, some of you are in crypto, so you can do the calculations by yourself, 50 USDT. And the next time I may likely be running this training, not for you guys, but for people that have actually committed in paying. It's likely going to be 100 USDT, okay? So I'm going to share the next slide. So please take this that you're hearing very seriously. Companies pay a lot to get what you're getting, okay? So this is what you want to do. So in a nutshell, in breaking this down, we started this Zoom very, very early. My Zoom is actually limited to just an hour. So we're going to do, I'm going to take it the next few seconds, and then if it goes off, please, I'm going to restart, and then you can jump in again. Your strength, what do you do very well as a network marketer? What do you do very well as a communicator? You can write these points down. What do you do very, very well as part of a team? Can your apex leader in your team look at you right now and find you dependable? I'll repeat that again. Can your apex leader find you in a team and find you dependable? Among everybody within the team, who are they likely to call first if a new opportunity opens up? I beg of you. I beg of you. And I beg of you again and again and again. I beg of you again and again and again. There is one thing I've noticed about what referred to as level 5 leaders. The most important thing in any conversation is not the person speaking to you. The most important thing in any conversation is what you can get out of it that profits you. I'll repeat that again. I'm a mentor. I've run mentorship for several years. I have seen enormous success. I've seen people that actually live their life based on principles, and forever they are generational blessings. I'll repeat that again. Never get into any section expecting that you're going to get everything. Every single time you get into a section like this, the most important thing is not the speaker. By God's grace, I'm growing my knowledge base, I'm growing my brand. I am known beyond the shores of this country. I have people I do this for in countries like in the UK, in the US, in Austria, recently in France, in Sweden, in several countries. I'm not even bragging about that because I've trained myself as a leader never to look back at my trophies, but to always look at my vision in the front. Until you can become a servant to your vision, you are never going to be able to sustain success or move from success to significance. So I beg you and I beg you again, every single time you are in a section like this, whether it's a free section or it's a paid section, I beg of you, the most important thing is not the person speaking to you. The most important thing is what you get that can help you replicate the best result like you have never replicated before. Make tomorrow the beginning of the best of your life. Forget about trophies. One of the reasons why leaders don't remain leaders, why they have short-term success, is because They spend time celebrating old trophies that they don't have time developing strategies for gaining new heights, getting into new peaks in their life. Whatever peak you have attained right now, you need to tell yourself that is the least you would ever attain in your life and move forward. And the only way you can do it, like I'll repeat that for the third time again, I beg of you, every single time you are in a strategy or a mastermind section like this, especially with a leader like me that pours it all out, the best thing you can do is always to have that mindset is that you are not a listener. I don't know how to say this. There's something called the law of attraction. We don't get successful twice. We get successful once. And I'll try. I mean, every single opportunity. I'll repeat that if you're right, write that down. In every single opportunity you have, you don't become successful twice. You become successful once. There must be something somebody said years ago. If you are doing very well in your business right now, it came on the platform of two things. That information came to you either when you were going through this situational period in your life or when you were going through a visional period in your life. Visional periods or visional phases in our life are phases where we begin to get into a higher trajectory based on vision. Situational phases in our life are when something hits you so bad, either poverty or whatever, and then at the point that you're getting poor, you get hit by an information, and then that automatically moves you to a new level. So every opportunity that will come to you, or every information that will come to you will either come to you on the situational phase of your life or the visional phase of your life. So every opportunity you have to make yourself better, not the business. Listen carefully to me. If you make the business good, guess what? The company grows. No company is wired to give you 100% of the success that you made for the business. The company is growing. But the question for you is not about the company growing. Are you growing as an individual? Is your business growing? It's not, forget about the money. Money is the lowest form of power. In case you don't know today, money is the lowest form of more power. There is no amount you have right now that will make you to go to Dangote's office tomorrow and knock and tell them, please, I have a meeting with Dangote because I have money. They're going to walk you out. But guess what? A simple complimentary card for maybe a breakfast with Dangote or a breakfast with his PA or something can open the door. A simple complimentary card. Oh, I met Mr. Yaro 2 months ago, and he told me that I can come to your office and have a meeting. That will open the gate for you. However, how big your house is, what is going to open your house is not a bulldozer, it's not a caterpillar. What is going to open to you is something called a small key. Something as small as a key is what opens your house. Your car, the same thing. No matter how big or how bad or how old your car is, no car ever begins without either a key, if it's the old cars, without a button, if it's a new car. So please, these 4 things you're seeing here, I will bet you, please, if you truly promise me that you're going to work on this in the next 24 hours, listen, in the next 24 hours, one of the best prayer I have for you is sleepless night. Sleepless night is no longer a wrong prayer point. It's a very good prayer point because during matter, you cannot sleep when your house is on fire. You cannot sleep when your business ought to be 10 times better than where it is right now, and then it is just where it is. You cannot sleep. So one of the things I beg of you in the next, I wish I could my camera and show you. I'm in a room right now where there's a library. I have a whiteboard. I'm going to be buying something that's a very big board where I can come in every morning, first thing in the morning, and I can do a strategy note and analyze my life and tell where I am, where I made a mistake in my spending yesterday. I'm talking to you, but I'm looking at the board, I'm looking at everything. So you get that board as a leader where you are principled and you have core values. Reading is a core value, and those things, you are never going to grow. Please, I beg of you, I'll repeat one more time. I beg of you, the most important thing about this section is not that Dr. Charles is speaking to you. The most important thing about this section right now is that you are picking up the tools that are necessary for self-growth, that are necessary for exceptional leadership, for becoming a level 5 leader. I want to be able to look at you in the next 1 week and tell you, guy, you've changed. Madam, you've changed. You are far better than where I met you last week. Listen, one of the things that this is going to do for you is that you're going to discover that your leadership will be independent of anybody. So if you have people around you that decide to grow, good for them. If they decide not to grow, it's left for them. But as for you, you are on a trajectory of growth. And it's going to grant you that what we refer to as an attractive personality.
Okay, yeah, the
Laziness dispels people, but hard work and principled people are always attractive. They are always attractive. So let me get back to Scott and I. So what do you do very well in this market? Have you ever thought about this? If you're in Max business, you're in Novitech, you are in AAS, you are in Omega Pro, you are in Next Gen, whatever business you are in right now. I want you also zero it if you also have the everyday business, you have the business you're doing or your work. What do you do well? We're going to have this section, I think, next week, and we're going to be talking about something called the hedgehog concept. And that's also another concept that great leaders actually use. The hedgehog concept helps you to know what you do very well and how you can amplify that. Okay, so your strength is what you do very well. Now, when you have customers there, remember, I'm shifting from a business platform to personal development right now. What do people say you do well? Because when I ask you what you do well, I tell you, go and write that today. A lot of you are going to write some nice things about yourself. But the truth of the matter, can your wife attest to that if you're married, that is true what you do well? Can your partner in your business attest to that fact that is what you do well? Then what is your unique selling proposition? For you right now, unique selling proposition can be, what is that thing that makes you attractive if you're in Novitech? What is that thing that makes you attractive if you're in Max? What's that thing that makes you attractive if you are in Next Gen? What is that thing that makes you attractive? How do you say what you say? Unique selling proposition is, the uniqueness of what you are presenting that is different from what other people are presenting. Two people can be in the same network marketing company. Listen to me very carefully. Two people can be in the same network marketing company, and somebody says yes to one and no to another based on unique selling proposition. What can you say in 1 minute to somebody that will make them sign up and sign their entire family in? I was discussing with the leader yesterday. Guess what? We did something for his market. We did the same thing we're talking about. Guess what? He got into his market, and in less than 24 hours that we had our section, do you know what happened to him? He got somebody that signed him, just take a particular currency, Ethereum, Bitcoin, but this is a particular coin. Somebody bought 1 million. I repeat myself, not 100, not 10,000, not 100,000, 1 million of that particular coin in that particular business for that guy. So as I speak to you right now, that is whether it's in Nigeria where you say that person has blown. Now, let me ask you a question. As a coach, as a mentor, as a digital marketer, as a business consultant, private business consultant for that particular individual, do you think that makes me happy? Very happy. Listen, my true success is not whatever you pay me. Whatever you pay me is only an appreciation. You can never pay me my worth. Let me repeat that. In case some of you have that mindset, in case, okay, you are told to pay for this section. Because by the way, in case you don't know, somebody actually paid the price for you to be on this particular section. But let me stop there. So let me get back to what I'm saying. The greatest payment is the fact that if you're doing very well, your testimony becomes the best tool for my next client. So for me, the most important thing right now is to ensure that every single person, we are 6 people on this call. Remove myself, 5 people. The most important thing on this call is that each of you, I don't mind to give you my full, complete 100% attention for the next 7 days till you get this part right. So please go back, find your strength. What makes you you? Why did somebody invite you to this call? What did you have that they are looking for? What do you have that you know that you can amplify? Is it the money? Yes, if you have the capital, people are going to find you. But maybe it's not the financial capital. Is it the marketing capital? Then amplify it. Amplify it. Awareness, where you see brand awareness, what's your own personal brand awareness? What is your personal brand awareness? You need to create that awareness out there. For my business, I have a website. when we finish this section right now, I'm likely going to direct you to a website where you're going to get more tools for yourself. Guess what? You're going to pay for those tools. Some of them are free, by the way. Okay. When it comes to my social media platform, I don't just have a social media presence. I have a social media brand. I have to. I have to. What is that brand awareness? What's your loyalty also? Marketers are not loyal to anything. One thing you will understand if you've been in the network marketing business for a long while is that, you know, that's what they call marketers, prostitutes. In other words, jumping from here and here. So you want to be sure that you are raising leaders. You're not just raising prostitutes. Let me indirectly permit my word. Because when you get people into your business that are only in there for something that is not sustainable, like what we're teaching right now, they are just in there for the short term and they are gone. Then you don't have anybody. Never. When people tell me, you know, in my team, I have so people, I have 100 people in my team. I want to ask you, really? Really? You have 100 people in your team? Are you sure? Are you sure you have 100 people in your team? Because if we break down those teams and we do a research, you're going to discover that maybe among the 100 people you have within your organization, you have only about 3. You're going to discover that you have maybe just about 3. So please, it's very important, very, very important, very important you take this very, very seriously. The things you see also are strength. So let's leave strength. Now let's go to weakness. Where can you improve? Where can you improve? Remember, please be brutally honest to yourself. So I'm going to be stopping soon, but let me just hit some of these points. Where can you improve? For some of you, now let me be very honest with you. The biggest problem you have is not that your business would have been 3 times better than where it is right now. But the problem is that even you yourself, you are having to be motivated by others when you are supposed to be motivating others. So in other words, you have not even been able to grow to that point where by yourself, you can motivate yourself to hit your own goals. Somebody has to motivate you. For some of you, the problem is that you don't carry on long enough. If you hear this right now, the more you hear this, you know, you get amplified, you get motivated. That's why motivation is not enough. You have to build a principle. Okay? So what are we trying to say? One of the most important principles, what can you improve on right now? When last did you read a book? There are so many books around the network, books like, you know, Think and Grow Rich. Have you read that book? Have you gotten principle? The Richest Man in Babylon, have you read that book? The Millionaire Next Door, have you read those books? A Battlefield of the Mind by John Mayer, have you read that book? There are so many books out there. Network marketing, there's a book called Network. Have you read that book? How to Sell, Brian Tracy books, you know, Network Marketing Pro. How many books have you read? I ensure I carry every book. There's a book in my bag. There's a book in my car. So that peradventure I get into, let's take, for example, I won't encourage you that if you're in traffic, but I have wired myself that I could be in settings, like, for example, let me give you a particular example. I was going to a place, day before yesterday. I didn't know about the foil scarcity or the supposed foil scarcity. But guess what? I found myself queuing to buy foil. And I spent close to about 3 hours there. But guess what? There was a book there. So I could read something. I could engage my mind rather than focus on a situation. Nobody sent you. Nigeria is where it is, yes. But you don't have to be where you are. You can take that step and move to better places in your own mind, in your own territory. Okay? So finally, what can you improve on? Again, what do people frequently complain about? Listen, what people complain about over and over again, give that thing 110% attention. Anything people complain over and over again continually about you, then that becomes your weakness. And guess what? Weaknesses that are complained over and over again about end up becoming your shortcut to failure. Honestly, I wish I could trust every leader on this room to mention names of leaders that you may know their name right now. But if I tell you where some of them are, you will cry. On Sunday, I got to be aware of a particular professor of a university that is, you will not believe this, a particular professor of a university that is presently a conductor. You know what a bus conductor is now? Somewhere. I don't want to mention names. That's an anomaly. It was never supposed to be. If I tell you that for the Tianchis, you know, the GNLD, if I tell you some people that were at Apex, they were already at $1 million earning capacity at that level. If I tell you where some of them were now, you will cry. You will cry. Why? Because they got the business right, but they failed in terms of, where they failed is in terms of their finances. One of the things you need to learn, in case nobody told you, right, let me make it loud and clear to you right now. Any money you make in network marketing stays in network marketing, except you are a leader that can replicate financial value. Three things you need to understand: the value for the business, the volume for the business are never going to be forever. Every business, every network marketing, in case you've never heard about this, there's a startup phase, there's a stability phase, and then there's a saturation period, and then everything begins to get downward slopey. Forget about it. I used to be an executive, so I'm telling you what I know about. The training is to come and give you a very beautiful picture that everything is going well, but behind the curtains, it's not as you see it. There's a lot that these companies are dealing with behind. So if you don't have a future, your own future that you can craft and design and have a vision to build, you're going to get into business companies like this, like all this wonderful business, and discover that after a year or after 2 years, you are fading away. For three reasons. You are either fading away because you did not improve on your weaknesses. You did not take advantage of opportunities. You did not deal with threats. Or secondly, you are trying to compete with a new generation of leaders that came into those businesses that are better skilled than you, better connectors than you, and then they wipe you out of business. And then guess what? You're going to get angry. Oh, this person just came from nowhere and they took their business. No, they didn't come from nowhere and took your business. They worked on better principles that you are not aware. Remember what I said. It is not what you, success is not about what you don't have. Success is about what you have, but don't know how to use well. Did you get that? Okay. So what can you improve on? What do people frequently complain about you? That's your weakness. Which objections are hard to address? For some of you right now, nobody has been able to get to you because you are a leader all by yourself. So yes, you are within a particular team where somebody has your best interest in mind, but the very moment they touch your trigger point, which is your weakness, maybe it's a trigger point when it comes to how to talk, you know, you're not good in talking, and then somebody say, work on your talk language. You get angry. No, it's not that. You don't talk to me like that. I'm older than you. No. Some of the best mindsets, some of the people you need to submit yourself to right now is submit to them irrespective of age, irrespective of status, no matter how rich you are. If you find somebody that can deliver results for you, please bow down and learn. That could be a weakness for you. Now let's go to opportunities. Now, what are some? These are not some very beautiful part. Now remember, strength and weakness are internal. They are things you deal with yourself. But opportunity is something in the marketplace. Now let me give you a simple strategy I talked about in a section that we are repeating right now for this. Now, one of the opportunities out there, let me give you a simple, I'm not supposed to give you this for free, but I'll give you, I'll just throw it out there for free. Now, and I thought to myself, two things we do wrong that don't sound right to me is, why are we always inviting people to particular Zooms? You know, somebody said they want to attend a Zoom, you invite them to 8 o'clock Zoom, you know, and say, okay, our Zoom is for 8 o'clock. Now, guess what? About 5, 10, 15 other organizations are also inviting them for 8 o'clock to a Zoom. So you know what you have done in marketing? Rather than for you to give that person the opportunity to have a variety to choose from based on their own time, you've been able to box them into a particular time. Now, if they can say yes, that's great. So an opportunity for me right now is that I discovered a tool years ago called a webinar. So I can have this same section. I'm afraid that you can actually have this same section run from 10 times, 20 times in a single day. With what we refer to as auto webinars. Don't worry, we're going to talk about, break down all these principles little by little till everybody can get them. Okay. Okay. Now that's one way. Let me talk about another one. Now I'm presently in a particular business that's forex based. They have NFT. They have crypto. They have NFTs, crypto, and forex. And I told myself something very recently, and I said, why am I spreading the name of the company? That is great. You have to tell people the company you belong to. It's awesome. But outside telling people the company, remember, people don't come into a business because they are looking for companies. They come into a business because they are looking for money. So I told myself, what if I begin to, rather than tell somebody, come and join company A, what if I tell them about what company, what I would rather if I concentrate on what company A is producing, so that rather I introduce them to the fact that, do you know that with $10, you can actually make $50? That sentence is enough in marketing. It is enough. Marketing is not about the volume of what you say. Marketing is about the quality of what you say. If you're right, to write that down. Marketing is not about the volume of what you say. Some of you are pushing out too many information. So guess what? The people, they are overloaded. So that's why they are not saying a yes. Too many complexities. Marketing is not about volume of what you're saying. It's about quality of what you're saying. So if I'm able to tell somebody right now in the midst of the Nigerian Nigeria, I went to change dollars in the bank yesterday, and guess what? I think I changed dollars about 740. I think it's 740. I don't remember thereabout. Yeah, about 740. That's bad. But guess what? I'm smiling. Why? Because I'm earning in dollars. What about you? Can you say that? So guess what? If you're not telling somebody that imagine people that are getting more broke by the day, you know, things are, look at the issue with gas right now. Several things are going so wrong, flooding and so several things are happening right now. People are looking, anybody you tell right now that they can you make would you want to make an extra $50 in the next 1 week? They are going to jump on the opportunity. They are going to jump on it. So it is not about the volume of what you say. Nobody sent you to go and deliver a comp plan. What we ask you to go and deliver is what is their unique selling proposition? What makes that company different? If company A is giving, you know, 100% of what you put in 3 years, and then company B is putting 100% of what you put on in something realistic now in 1 year, if you were the one, which company will you go for? So it's not about the bigness of the name. It's about the quality of presentation, the quality of what you are saying. So that's also another weakness for some of you. The problem you have right now in your own ability to prospecting is when you're able to like present an opportunity to people, either verbally or through other means. You know, that's prospecting. So when the problem some of you have with prospect is that you are thinking you want to go blow grammar like I'm blowing. You want to go do full-scale presentation like I'm doing. No. What can you say? What is the quality of what you can say that can make somebody think? Just think about it. Think about that sentence. Do you know you can change $10 to $100? And guess what? When a person talks, I'm now going to tell the person about strategies like Newton index strategy, like Da Vinci Code. You know, those are strategies. So remember, the goal is to sell something to them that makes them remember the business. So guess what? By the time they say, yes, I'm interested, how do I get in? Then you can now present the business. So guess what? They are not going to be able to enjoy what you have said until they are part of that business. So why should I put the business front when I can put the unique selling proposition front? And then when I introduce the unique selling proposition, which is what they are looking for, then they can now see the business. So if you need to begin to think about that now, you come from churches, you come from schools, you have places around you right now that you can go and submit a proposal. So rather than talk to one person, what if you begin to get in the business of submitting, do proposal writing, learn about proposals. I do those trainings as well. Learn about how to put together a quality, what's the word we use now? Not mouth-watering. A proposal that is difficult for them to drop. You know, you can go and deliver that to an office right now and they call you for a presentation on a Friday morning. Come and present this thing to us. We want to make extra money. If you have an opportunity, you have friends, you know, that are within the bands. What if you go and submit a proposal telling them you just want to have with the middle class work, with the, you know, middle staff that are within the middle management level, how they can be able to, like, you know, manage their salaries effectively. Or you go to a school and say, okay, how you can, within your salary, just out 10% of your salary can produce 50%, or 10% of your monthly salary can produce 50% of your yearly salary in 2 months. You think staff will not run after that? If you present a seminar that and put a tag, do you think people will not pay to want to be part of that seminar? They will. So strategies, those are opportunities you need to find. Find target markets. What is your niche? For some of you right now, you are not going to do well going to speak to people within the marketplaces like Opiweka, the marketplaces like Computer Village. But there are some of you, that is where you have your strength. You can get, and in case you don't know, as I talk to some of you are thinking that market is only for tush places. Some of you can work with flyers, produce your own flyers about the company you are in. Work in some of those and tell them about the importance of health. Tell them about the importance of making money and present these things to them. So find opportunities. Are there geographical expansion opportunities? Do you have to market in Nigeria alone? Do you have to market in Uganda alone? Do you have to market in South Africa alone? Do you have to market in Kenya alone? As some of you thought about looking into niche market, what we refer to as, if you're writing down, write this down, blue ocean strategy. In business, we have what we refer to as red ocean strategy, and then we have what we refer to as blue ocean strategy. Red ocean strategy is where a lot of people are playing using the same strategies. The blue ocean strategy is when a company decides to look elsewhere. For example, let me give you what a blue ocean strategy is. Now, red ocean strategy is where we have the like of Toyota, Mazda, Honda, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, all the wonderful cars that are driven by gasoline. They are only the red ocean strategy. The blue ocean strategy right now is Tesla is operating within a blue ocean. They thought differently from what every other person, and so they carved a niche for themselves. So right now they are dealing with electric powered cars, solar powered cars. That's blue ocean strategy. Blue ocean strategy is where we have a lot of Androids. We have the Samsungs, we have the Motorola's, we have the Lenovo's, we have the Oppos, we have the you can name them, LGs, many of them. The iPhone stands in a class of its own. That's a blue ocean strategy. So in your business, in what you do, what can you think differently? Now, remember, everything I'm saying right now doesn't require words. It requires thoughts. That's what I'm saying. After this section, please get back to your biro, paper, and everything you have written down. Begin to look for new ways to present to new people, or new ways to present to old people, or old ways you can learn from books to present, to a new set of people, or old ways to present to old people. Or when I say old people, I'm not going to talk old in terms of age, old in terms of people that are already network marketing business. Those are things you can learn. Okay, are there opportunities? Are there potential new sources of finances? That is an opportunity you look for. Let me tell you why. If I invite you to our opportunity right now, more than 50% of people in this room, I have an opportunity right now that is working so well. I just signed up recently. Because if I tell maybe 50% of people in this room now to tell me that opportunity, what the first thing we're going to hear? Oh, I don't have money now. Can need to wait till next month. Listen, let me tell you one of the strengths of principled financial experts. They learn to see money as an asset. So the moment they hear about opportunities, they already have a financial tool for it. Listen, they don't have financial abundance like you think. No, they see every abundance as a tool. So the moment someone tells you about, oh, there's an opportunity, they drop here, they throw a little bit here. Nobody is saying throw your $100,000 US, $50,000. No, throw a little. Find the lowest pack. Throw. If you have to test with the lowest pack, test with the lowest pack. At least if it's like, let's say the lowest pack is $50, test with it. If it's $10, test with it. Don't just say no. I'm not saying don't do your due diligence, do your due diligence, but never say no to an opportunity and make it sound like you are saying no because you feel, because of the fear of failure, or because you fear of it. You are actually saying no because you may not have had the financial capacity now. So what are new sources you can think about? I just got recently that if you are very prudent with finances, and you take a loan. By the way, in case you don't know, let me make you whisper to you right now. Loans are not necessarily bad or like you think. It is what you do with them, how you handle them. That's actually what makes them bad. Do your due diligence about businesses and then be able to put in what you know you cannot afford to lose. Or sorry, that you can afford to lose at the beginning start. But the moment you begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel in that business, please put in so much into it. I learned something last week. I was in a section like this, and I think it was someone within this house said something, and it was very true. She said, your best account officer, let me just expose the person. Mama Loretta said that. You see, your best account officer is your upline. So your job in your upline's life is not necessarily just to grow them. You think you're going to grow them for? No. If you are truly a source of growth for your upline, I bet your upline is going to be a source of finances for you. I repeat that again. If you are a source of growth for your upline, your upline is going to become a source of financial expansion for you. I'll repeat that again. If you become a source of growth for your upline, it's natural for the upline to remember that I got there through the effort of this person. They become financial help for you. So your best account officer is your upline. So please, while you grow your business, think about, remember your strength. How can you become a brand that nobody can do away with, that your team cannot do away with? That's what we're talking about. But don't stop there. How can you also become a brand that helps other people live followership to live? The job of a leader is not to raise followers. The job of a leader is to raise leaders. That's why at apex of the moment you become a diamond in any business, from diamond upward, the kind of people you should be finding is not followers any longer. The assignment is to develop leaders. That's why the few people that I know that are diamonds, I think there are two people I know in this that are diamonds. Guess what happens? Their major job right now was to fish how many people are valuable enough to them, and they push them to the success mastermind group. Because the job of a leader at that level is to raise leaders, not to find followers. Poor people are situated in the midst of followers. Rich people are situated in the place of leaders, because in the place of leaders, there's strength. In the place of leaders, there is vision. In the place of leaders, there is principles, there are values. Remember, vision, principles, values, very important. Volume is also another thing I'm going to talk about in a good time, okay? So traits, what are traits? Now, somebody comes into your business, that person can become a threat because, for example, they are coming with financial capacity, so they can floor you. Somebody is coming with better, prospecting opportunities. I have seen a business where somebody, you call somebody, come and join this business. They joined. They were just playing. They were just having good time, feeling. One of the mistakes we make when somebody market an opportunity to us is that we feel like, in my language, they call it obulobo, or is it, you feel like kings, somebody is marketing. Okay, tell me, what is the opportunity producing? And then you feel, no, not at all. Never make that mistake. The moment somebody presents an opportunity to you, please listen with your full attention. Then your sixth sense will tell you if it's a good opportunity to launch into, or if it's an opportunity that you should actually go, you should actually leave. So please take note of people. Don't fight with people that bring in better strategy than you do. Rather, learn from them. Don't become competitive. Your competition, good, positive competition is a competition that helps you become a better part of yourself. Let's say me and you were in the same business right now, and I'm doing so well. You see me that I'm growing. And then you cannot sleep. You wake up and say, hey, man, this guy just signed up a diamond. I must sign up a diamond next week. You keep on finding ways. What is this guy doing that is giving him success? That's positive competition. But negative competition is where somebody now starts doing. A negative competition is where somebody is doing well and you start talking bad about a person. Nobody even know what this person is doing self. Who does it feel like? He has just become, blue diamond. Who does it feel like? No. What can you learn from that person? Remember, humility is the staircase to success. Okay. Another trait also could be, there are so many traits, but let's technology could be a trait also. So in other words, what tools could that person be? So find what they are doing and take advantage of it. There are also market traits. You should also be able to understand, the ups and downs, especially if you're in the Forex crypto market. So there are marketplace traits. There are so many traits. Traits can also be internal. You could also become a trait to your own business. In other words, there are people willing to follow you, but you are not even willing to lead. You can become a threat to that business. You can become a threat to your own team. Okay, when you're not trustworthy, when you don't have the right core values, okay, the core values of integrity, can somebody sign you up right now and be sure that the person did not make a mistake signing you up in their team? So there are so many things we can talk about as traits. So ladies and gentlemen, we've actually flogged a lot of things. I wish I can say more, but the most important thing to me in a mastermind section is not the abundance of what has been said. It is the quality of what has been said, the quality of people that it has been said to, and then the decision that everybody is going to make. can you go back after this section? You see, if we did a presentation right now for a particular network company, maybe we did a presentation for Max, or we did a presentation for NextGen, or we did a presentation for Novatech, or we did a presentation for AAS, or we did a presentation for any of them, Tron, Grace, all of them, you guys are going to be very, very happy. But presentations are what is run every day. But decision is what you make at specific period in your life. So I'm ending right now. Can you decide that from now henceforth, you are going to become the best version of yourself? Can you begin to decide that from now henceforth, that from tomorrow is going to become the beginning of the rest of the best of your life by virtue of the discipline you're going to give yourself? Disciplined people eventually become significant. I'll repeat that again. Disciplined people become significant. Make up your mind. Are you going to say, okay, one of my strengths right now, one of my weaknesses I'm going to make on is that I have not been prospecting, but I'm going to make that a strength. I'm going to make sure every day, even if I have to start with calling 3 people every day, I will do it. Whether I get them from my phone. Some of you are trying to run ads. Running ads is great. But we don't start with what you have. Start with your phone. Start with your contacts. Some of you are living in estates right now. Your neighbor don't even know what you do. You have never wondered, your neighbor sees, you have never had the opportunity right now. You talk to your neighbors. Some of you are in parapor meetings, you are in village towns meetings, you are in all that. You've never wanted to be proud to tell people, this is what I do. This is what gives me money by the side. Allow your side income become your major income. There's no job anywhere right now. There's no job anywhere. Start from the things you have. Start from start from your contacts within your phone and start making decisions right now. Okay? For some of you, you have not asked yourself that, what is my value within my team? What am I bringing to the table within the team I'm in right now? What am I bringing to the table? As corporate noticed me, if corporate is not noticing your volume, if corporate is not noticing you, then you're not doing well as a leader.